Okay, welcome to the Initiative National Debate Competition INDC 2022. Before we start, we make clear that you are joining the round 16, season 2, room A, a match between Team Born Pink as affirmative house versus Team Papi's Angel as negative house. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Irsanti Bayana from Kantor Cabang Luwu, Kedeputian Wilayah 10. I will be your moderator for this evening and lead this session. And then I would like to say hi to our honorable adjudicators. First adjudicators is Ibu Asyraf Mursalina. Halo Ibu. Okay, and the next is Ibu Dena. Halo again, Ibu.
Halo.
And our last adjudicators for this session is Ibu Dina Anjayani. Halo, Ibu.
Good evening.
Welcome to the initiative debate. And we have two teams have joined. Allow me to introduce the contestant. The first team called Born Pink, with their first speaker is Miss Aisyah Junaid. Hello, Miss. Can you say hello to test your mic?
Hello.
Okay, it's clear. And the second speaker of Born Pink is Miss Lutfia Alifa.
Hello.
Hello, okay. And the third speaker of Born Pink is Miss Fajria. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. We have the second team called Papi's Angel. The first speaker is Miss Rika Permatasari.
Hello.
Okay, the second speaker from Papi's Angel is Fadila Atayarani. Hello.
Hello. Second speaker is me.
Okay. The third speaker is Miss Jihan Hairia. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you again for joining this session. I would like to read the rules of this session. Is the first rules is no participants are allowed to open their microphone. The team member have to rename themselves with format team name underscore the first, the second, or the third name. Team or their supporter are not allowed to show any sign of unit kerja. And each team member joins with their own Zoom account, not allowed to join a single account. And the operator may do necessary things to make sure this session runs smoothly. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, and the honorable our adjudicators, without any further ado, let's begin this debate. But before, I like to remind you about our motion. The motion for this session is this House believe that BPJS Kesehatan should allow employees to marry their co-workers. Definition: marry in this motion means a lawful union between two people of opposite gender. Challenge: the House that agree to this motion should provide argument why this policy benefits our organization. The House that wins need to build better and stronger argument that show the benefit of marriage co-worker for the organization. Clear? Okay. The first change of speaking come to first speaker of affirmative, which is Born Pink. Are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Yes. You have 3 minutes. In the corner, you can see the timer. Yeah, you have 3 minutes. Your time begins once you start speaking, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, all the honorable adjudicators and ladies and gentlemen. This house believes that BPJS Kesehatan should allow employees to marry their co-workers. Why? First, let's talk about regulation. According to the 1945 Constitution of Republic of Indonesia, Section 20FB, Article 20FB Section 1, which also states in Law on Human Rights, Article 10 Section 1, mentioned that everyone has the right to legally marry and to find a family and to bear children. So, talk about marrying co-workers. According to government regulation in lieu of Law of the Republic Indonesia on Job Creation number 2 of 2022, mentioned that entrepreneurs are prohibited for terminating work relations with workers on the grounds of having blood ties and marital ties with other workers in the same company. Anyway, the statement enlists a range in work agreement, company regulation, or collective bargaining agreement that existed before has been arised regarding to Constitutional Court Decision number 13, 2017. Let's talk about regulation of BPJS Kesehatan. There is Director Regulation number 21, year 2022, Article 13, Section 2, which states that husband and wife are not allowed together in BPJS Kesehatan. This regulation is not accordance with applicable regulation as I mentioned before. Why? Because this is a form of limitation of rights and contrary to law. This article should be revised regarding to compliance of the regulation. By applying this regulation, it also benefits to organization and to employees because husband and wife who are working in the same company will understand about each other responsibility in the organization and the culture of the organization. That leads the feeling of safety and secure so that they can focus more on work and be more productive, which is good side for the organization. So it's also supported by the statement by Julian Hennex and Clement Hetzko in 2021. Their study confirmed that when husband and wife are work-linked, their well-being increases. So, linking to all
Your
the
time.
our
Thank
analysis
you.
supports the idea marrying co-workers not harmful but rather beneficial
Thank
to
you, Miss.
organization.
Your time
Thank you.
is no. Okay, next, the first speaker of negative side. You can see the timer. Your time begins once you start speaking, please.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity, the honorable educators, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rika, the first speaker from Negative House. I would like to respond to speaker one who said that they agree BPJS Kesehatan allows marriage between co-workers. We are not the highlighted debate about the policy or constitutional law. If you state that it's because the law best, I will state that according to Article 24, Paragraph 3, the law number 24 of 2011 concerning about the Social Security Administration Agency, law number this law BPJS Kesehatan gives the authority to the board of directors to carry out the staffing management through the directors regulation. It means that the constitutional court's decision is for employment or general nature, but several agencies that have been given special authority by law to regulate their own employment have in fact not yet enforced the constitutional court decision in their agencies such as Bank Indonesia and OJK. The necessary things is the motion is about the effect, what is the urgency BPJS Kesehatan to allow this policy. It will bring a significant change or benefit to BPJS Kesehatan than now, because we believe that the no marriage between co-workers policy will prevent any kind of negative impact for this BPJS Kesehatan from a lot of research that the following is to have high possibility of happening. The first one is lack of professionalism that can lead to conflict of interest. Why? When a spouse or partner has a conflict of interest in the office, it means they have a personal or financial interest that may compromise their objectives, fairness, or maybe like impartiality in the making decision that can affect on the workplace. Other problem of the relationship between the co-workers can disrupt the workplace dynamic and lead the negative work environment. If the relationship turns sour, that can impact the productivity, morale, and the teamwork. Also can bring an uncomfortable situation also between other coworkers. It can blur the boundaries between the personal and the professional life. Potentially is affecting the professional image and behavior of individual involved. And the other things is we highlight the second point is about the fraud. For example, like a corruption, a collusion, and nepotism. If we not allow the policy, we can avoid the potential legal issue for this. Thank you.
Then the second speaker of affirmative team. Your time begins once you start speaking, please.
Okay, I'm as a second speaker will give the argument about what we believe, as we believe that BPJS Kesehatan should allow employees to marry their coworkers. First, for the employee replacement, related to the employer placement, our house believe that the conflict of interest will not cause a problem because BPJS Kesehatan already has a regulation and guidelines and corporates with governance, which provide a clear boundaries related to the governance. So, BPJS Kesehatan could also formulate an additional regulations regarding the placement of employees. As BPJS Kesehatan is a national organization that exists in every city and regency in Indonesia, so the issue of conflict interest can be solved by placing the employees at a different work unit. For example, we can compare with the rules from other companies such as PLN that already implement these rules. According to their director regulations in 2018, the management allowed the employees to marry their coworkers with the conditions that they are obligated to report their marriage to the human resource with period no later than 30 days from their marriage. Then the employees after marriage are not allowed to hold same positions and at the same work unit. Either one of the couples must undergo a transfer. Next, we also believe that the ban of marrying coworkers could make more cost for the company. In link with our previous argument about divided the married couple into different work unit would be the best and ideal decisions instead of laying off employee, especially if the employee has a big influence on the company. And as we can see, according to the Society of Human Resource Management and Industry Training Report, the hiring new employees can cost more than $40,000 per new hire. And for the training employee, it can cost until $1,000 per year. Therefore, BPJS Kesehatan should allow marriage between coworkers to not lose an excellent and potential employees that we already recruited with the very strict selections, because the recruitment and training process for the employees already spend a large cost. So, we believe that the marriage between coworkers should be allowed in BPJS Kesehatan.
You still have 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Is it enough?
Is it enough for me? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, second speaker of Born Pink. And next is the second speaker of negative team. Your time begins once you start speaking, please.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, the honorable adjudicators. My name is Jihan Kairia as a second speaker from this team. Our team believes that the separate couple will not enough to prevent conflict of interest in the office. BPJS Kesehatan If BPJS Kesehatan allow employees marry coworkers, there is a risk of creating corruption, collusion, and nepotism. If there is a family relationship in one company based on the motive to enrich the family, the higher responsibilities of the person involved in a conflict of interest, the higher the impact of the ethical violation. Fourth Advisor Commission of a survey of 2,000 employees shows that 57% report relationships between coworkers have impacted their work performance. Nonetheless, 14% said it makes them uncomfortable and promotes favoritism. And 41% are uncomfortable with public displays of affection from coworkers. In 2016, there is a survey conducted by Kerry Builder found that almost a quarter of people who had a romantic relationship at work are always involved in gossip that leads coworker to believe that such a connection may influence promotion and pay raise unfairly. This can cause envy to another employee, which also can bring a negative impact to their work performance. Also, our team found a lot of examples about the corruptions that suffer conflict of interest between married couples in some work environment. Some of them are the corruption case in 2023, which involved region of Kapuas, Ben Brahim, with his wife, who is the member of House Representative. This shows that if corruptions happen in the company, it can cause a lot cost for the company too. However, it proves that marrying coworkers will bring a lot of negativity to the company. So we still believe that BPJS Kesehatan shouldn't allow employees to marry coworkers. Thank you.
You still have time, Miss? Is it enough?
It's enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then next, the third speaker of affirmative teams. Your time begins once you start speaking, please.
The honorable moderator, adjudicators, and fellow debaters. As the third speaker, I will crystallize the debate. First, I will rebut the other team's arguments, and then I will enforce my team's case why it still stands until the end of the debate. First, the negative house stated that marrying coworkers will cause certain negative effects. Considering the negative effects that will occur, we believe that when an organization makes changes such as allowing marriage between coworkers, we suggest there must be also supporting regulations and safeguards. Taking this into account, BPJS Kesehatan can formulate and apply regulations as mentioned by our second speaker. BPJS Kesehatan could place the employees in different work areas and also providing premarital guidance, holding best practice sharing, which involves all employees on the topic of marrying fellow employees, or by utilizing the services of counseling houses that already exist in our organization. And then related to the mention by the first speaker about constitutional court decision is not strong enough to be the source of allowing that married couple with coworkers. The decision of the Constitutional Court is final. The phrase the decision is final emphasizes that the nature of Constitutional Court's decision is that it can be implemented immediately. In other words, after receiving a decision, there is no longer a judicial forum that can be reached. And I will rebut the second speaker of the negative house related to the corruption, collusion, and nepotism in the workplace. We believe that if the company argues that the prohibition against marrying a coworker is to prevent elements of corruption, collusion, and nepotism from occurring within one company, we believe this is completely unreasonable because the elements of corruption, collusion, and nepotism depend on one's mentality. And also related to the conflict of interest can be avoided because BPJS Kesehatan employees are equipped with an attitude of integrity and supported by regulation and guidelines in good governance, hold a commitment to a code of ethics and a commitment to say no to gratification. And also there is a guidelines for a violation reporting system, which is whistleblowing system, so that our every move is highly regulated and always monitored by the organization. That's why we believe that uh, improving the work effectiveness of existing employees will lead to increased time and cost efficiency within the organization. I'm the third speaker, Fajriya. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Next is the third speaker of negative house. Your time begins once you start speaking, please.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, honorable educator, affirmative team, and ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Fadila. I'm the third speaker from the negative house. So I would like to rebuttal the statement made from the third speaker of the affirmative house. What is the guarantee from the regulation that is made from BPJS Kesehatan if the third speaker also stated that it is based on their own personality, but we should know that BPJS Kesehatan also have a very big reputation that should be kept safe. So from the previous statement that the first and then the speaker and then the second speaker of the negative house stated that there are a lot of impact of allowing this marriage between co-worker in BPJS Kesehatan, such as lack of professionalism, conflict of interest, impartiality in making decision, destruct of workplace dynamics, and also it will bring favoritism and also can bring potential breach of confidentiality. So as what my second speaker stated before, that based on a survey that done in 2016, spouses who they do not work in the same company. They just work in the same work environment, but totally in a different company. They can have or they can do such disadvantage activities to the company, such as like fraud and then corruption. But can you imagine that thing happen to BPJS Kesehatan if in the future we allow co-workers to marry each other? Because we never know their intentions. We never know, again, the personality of a person. So we make a prevention from the very beginning that we do not want the reputation of BPJS Kesehatan is ruined just because of allowing co-workers to marry each other. And then so our team strongly believes that if BPJS Kesehatan allows employee to marry their co-workers, it would harm the principle that BPJS Kesehatan already built from the very beginning of time, and because it will increase the possibilities of fraud, lack of professionalism in workplace. So thank you. That's all from me as the third speaker.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are entering the conclusion part. The first team that delivered their conclusion or their replies goes to the negative team and reply by the affirmative team. Please, the negative house.
Sorry.
Hello? Negative house. The conclusion or replies to
So
is there anything that you want to say? Okay,
okay.
please.
So Thank you for the opportunity. So we will state again that we are not agree with the motion BPJS allow marriage co-workers. Ladies and gentlemen, this policy will have a good reason for BPJS Kesehatan employee. The affirmative house not mentioned what is the urgency BPJS to allow this. There is no guarantee it will bring more benefit for BPJS Kesehatan. By prohibiting marriage between co-workers, BPJS Kesehatan can aims to minimize the potential for favoritism or the misuse of power and influence within the workplace. It helps to prevent the situation where employee may abuse their authority or decision-making power to benefit their spouse unfairly. Moreover, the important thing is the affirmative argue that can reduce cost of company. How about the fraud or between the spouse employee? If really can do better with the new regulation, we are not think so, because that this the policy now that they not allow marriage coworker help to reduce the risk of fraud between the employee when the individual in a relationship hold the influence position within the same company. A policy prohibiting marriage between the coworkers can seen as a prevent the nepotism, corruption within the organization. It's creating barriers to romantic relationship between the employee. So there is a possible clausive behavior that could compromise the integrity of business operation decision-making process. And ladies and gentlemen, we state again that we are not agree for this motion, for this policy for BPJS Kesehatan. Thank you for the
Okay,
time.
you still have time.
It's enough.
Oh, okay, it's enough. Then the same change to affirmative house. Is there anything that you want to the conclusion or any replies, please?
Yeah, thank you so much. As a affirmative house, we won't take a conclusion. We believe that marrying co-workers should be allowed. Why? Our affirmative house still believe that our argument are reasonable. It's not about urgency or not. It's about the compliance to the regulation. Indonesia is a state according to law, so law it matters here. So law matters in Indonesia. We stand the idea regarding to all the law and regulation existing, such as the constitutional court decision which must be obeyed. By applying this regulation, it also benefits the organization and employees, as I mentioned before, to safety and security. Furthermore, instead of firing the ones who marry their co-workers, it's better to allow them to marry and keep them as employees, because recruiting and training new employees could spend more costs. So, related to the point of conflict of interest, our house believe that BPJS Kesehatan already has mitigation risk about it. For example, guidelines of good governance, commitment to the code of ethics, and other internal policy like the placement of employees who marrying co-workers. So this house strongly believe that marrying co-workers should be allowed based on all the regulation and all benefits that we mentioned before. Thank you so much.
Oh, you still have 25 seconds. Is it enough?
It's enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then the debate is over. Congratulations, guys. You make it very, very good. And it's time to go to the breakout room again to discuss. I know it's very hard to decide who is the winner. So let give some space to our adjudicators to decide the winners. I'll be back in a minute, guys. So just stay here and see you. Okay, hello again, guys. Both of team, actually, it's so good. You deliver your data and manuals. It so make us have to decide who is the winner. So we'll come back to our honorable adjudicators. It's been the decision for our adjudicators, but this is a competition, of course. So we have to decide who is the winner. But first, I would like to invite me, Ibu Asyraf Mursalina, to deliver the comment first. Please, Ibu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, guys. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all that you've been here in this round. It means that you have made your works on writing a good essay. First of all, it was a tight debate. So for me, both teams having quite the same strength in their argument, in which you are very consistent till the end of the debate, that the affirmative house talk about it is based on the regulations, it is the human right, and then the negative house come out about the risk of conflict of interest, nepotisms, and so on and so forth. What make me think that the other is the one side is better than the other is the fact that there are more information that is developed by one side of the theme. That makes me think, oh, okay, you do your homework that bring out the evidence, the proof of evidence within the debate. But honestly, I think you both can do better on this debate by having by seeking more information, because this is a very equal topic in which the right and the wrong, the affirmative and the negative side have both a solid argument to support to begin with. So if you do more homework, come up with more developed materials, this debate will become more interesting. However, I've already decided one of you is the winner with the margin of 1, and the winner will be pronounced by Ms. Dena. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ibu. And next, I would like to invite our adjudicators, Ibu Dina Anjayani, to deliver the comment. The media is yours. Ibu, silahkan.
Yes, thank you, Mbak Irsanti. Well, congratulations for both of the team, the affirmative house and the negative house. I think both of you performed very well this evening, and from the arguments, the rebuttal, and both of you using data to support the stance, right? And both of the team, I think, clearly understood the main topic and could present convincingly, especially for the first speaker of the negative team could give the argument, and the second speaker of the affirmative team could respond the argument of the negative team, and both of the second speaker also could provide argument as well. I agree with Miss Lily that both of the team, maybe we should choose one of you to be the winner. That's it's hard for us to choose, but we have to choose, and Miss Dena will announce the winner. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih Ibu. And the next, the last adjudicators is Ibu Dena, and then also announce our winners for this session. Silahkan Ibu.
Thank you so much. This is an interesting debate, but as Mbak Lily said, I actually hope more elaborations and more data support, more stronger arguments, because this is the second day of the same motions as yesterday. So whoever wins this debate, I really would like you to do more on the next motions. And debating is basically, it's not about something that you like. I guess maybe some of you do not disagree with the motions, but you are forced to be in the negative side of the house. So being in a debate, really, it forced us to be thinking more critically and trying to think on the other side of the house. So and also as Budina and Bulili mentions, aside from you need more elaborations, you also need it's not strategy of this debate is trying to convince the judges. It's not about convincing your opponents, it's convincing the judges, and the judges are more likely to be convinced if you give them more arguments. However, both of you have done a really good debate, and tonight it's quite hard for us to choose which team is better than the others. So with the margin of well, each of the judges choose the other team, the winning teams, just by the margin of one. However, I would like to announce by split decision that the winner of this debate. Okay, before I mention the winner, I would like to announce the best speaker of the judges' choice. So this is just the judges' choice, but we love the first speaker of negative side of the house. All of us, we believe that you have done a really good job in opening your stand and also elaborating and emphasizing what's the most important argument of your team. Also, your closing speech, I think I'm impressed by your closing speech because you actually see what's the weaknesses of what's the other team. So it was a really good closing and opening of your debate. Anyway, the winner of this debate, as I mentioned before, it is a split decision, 2 against 1. So whoever loses this debate means just think that it's not a lose. You're not losing. You're actually winning one of the judges, and the winner winning 2 of the judges. Okay, so the winner of this of tonight's debate is the negative side of the house. Congratulations, Papi's Angels.
Oh, thank you, Ibu.
It's like Chandra's Angels, Chandra's babies. Now we only have Papi's Angels.
Congratulations to Papi's Angels. Congratulations to the first speaker of Papi's Angels, and also congratulations to Born Pink. Actually, you deliver the motion is very good, but of course we have to decide that there is only one winner. Congratulations, guys, and thank you for joining. And I would like to invite you to the next year 2024 to join again with us in a national debate competition. And thank you so much all of audience. We have 44 participants here. Thank you so much for your time, sir and miss, from all over Indonesia. Thank you so much for being here, and happy Selamat Hari Raya Idul Adha. We have a long weekend, and happy family, happy long weekend. See you again. See you next week with me, Irsanti Hairul Bayana, and the crew. Thank you so much for joining with us, and good evening. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, the negative house. Keep the spirit affirmative house. Bye-bye.
Terima
Thank
kasih,
you ya,
Bu.
Prof dan Mbak Irsana ya. Makasih ya, Mbak.
Terima kasih, Ibu.